Here I am.
It doesn't matter. We're in, and it's
We're
time,
in,
and it's
time.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time, like Big Ben.
Kind of like Big Benjamin.
Big balloons.
Big balloons.
Big bosoms.
Bosom.
It's a classic.
What an excellent word.
It's a classic.
Kind of a cult classic, one might say. I remember when I heard that word for the first time, we were reading Shakespeare, and I was like, bosom. And then someone was like, yeah, it means tits. And I was like, oh my God, that's even better. Oh, glorious day.
You didn't even know, you didn't need to know what it meant beforehand. You were already
I was already into it. I was already
Bosom
into
stocks were high then, and they're even higher now.
No, they've just gotten,
Ever since Shakespeare, man, he kind of, with that
Shout
IPO
out.
that he made.
Yeah, you know Shakespeare. He wrote a good one.
Do you think, did Shakespeare, he probably, made some words. You know what I'm saying?
Potentially. I think let's say popularized, maybe, instead of made.
I think the chances that he made a couple words are, pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Probably, yeah.
I think Shakespeare was one of those writers. He was so good at his craft.
Did Shakespeare?
You don't have to look it up. You don't have to ruin it.
Did Shakespeare invent the name Jessica?
I mean, that's a good question also.
Dude, Shakespeare invented the word zany.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Allegedly.
No, he did. In the official waste management canon,
he invented the word zany.
He invented zany and Jessica, apparently.
Yeah, and Jessica, and unfortunately not bosom.
Yeah. That was the artifact of an earlier genius.
By the name of Bigamous Benjaminus. He's kind of a big time guy.
Yeah.
You know him.
Like Father Time.
Kind of like Father Time. Speaking of time,
is he father of all time?
Father of all time.
What were you going to say?
Nature, Father Time, as they say. Did you watch Loki?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, never mind then.
And with that being said, welcome back to the show, everyone. We're always culturally up to date, and we're aware of all the things that happen in the world.
We're super aware.
Like Snoop Dogg gave up smoke.
I still can't believe that. That's like his whole MO, dude. What is he gonna do now?
Snoop Dogg quit smoking before GTA 6 came out.
Yeah, okay. Well, the GTA 6 trailer is supposed to come out next month, and I think it's gonna be like a 5-second teaser.
Dude, it's so bullshit, right? Because they were it's like an announcement for an announcement. We're gonna announce GTA 6 in a month, maybe, for real. Trust.
Trust source, me.
Maybe.
And I have never lied. I don't remember who made the tweet, but...
Probably a guy.
We'll say it's Phil Spencer.
There. It was not Phil Spencer.
It was him.
Phil Spencer is too busy playing, Baldur's Gate 3, probably.
I hope that wins Game of the Year.
I saw a tweet a while ago, or not, it was a month ago, where someone was like, dude, I was playing Fallout 76, and I saw Phil Spencer in the game. And it's
no,
he's
you
really... No, but it was his account, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's wild. So he's playing Fallout 76?
Yeah, one, a couple years too late, and two, you're really spending your free time playing dumbass bullshit game. Bless you.
Oh, excuse me. It'll happen again. There it is.
It happened again, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe another time. I usually sneeze in groups of 2. So maybe that was just 2, but usually it's 4 or 6. The other day I was in the shower, and then my fucking pal Robert at work, he was like, yep, high pollen count today. And I was like, can you shut the hell up? Every time I sneezed
November.
At work.
What are you talking about, high pollen count?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he was right. There was a high pollen count, but I hate
high
global
pollen
warming.
count for fucking no time ever. Who cares, man? All the trees are dead and shit. Get real.
What do you want me to do about it? I'll just like burn it all?
No, I'm just saying Robert's dumb as hell. Honestly.
No, he's like one of the smartest people I know. He's
That's
a
not
neuroscience
true.
major. It is true.
What?
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
That's crazy.
He's so funny. He's such an interesting guy. We'll have him on the podcast.
Okay, you say that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, probably not. But Ethan will be on here at some point, and that's kind of hype.
That is kind of high. We just need to find him. I think he's in the jungle or whatever, right?
He's in the fungal from Among Us.
What does that mean?
They just dropped a new map, and it's called the fungal.
Oh, okay.
It's like the fungus jungle.
So what? This is their fifth map?
Fifth map.
It's like 3 years into the game.
Game's been out since like 2018 or whatever, 2019.
That's crazy, really?
Yeah.
Like Valorant makes maps faster than them.
I think that Valorant has a relatively like consistent update schedule. I've never been like, damn, Riot Games is fucking slacking.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's taken them so many years to make one map.
Hey, you know what? But they're still doing better than Mojang.
That is true. I mean, Mojang is just lazy. I mean, all game developers are just lazy, to be honest.
I don't know if they're all lazy. I feel like
I was thinking about it the other day,
okay.
and like making a game is so easy. If I like cared to do it, I would have made so many games by now.
Okay. Why don't you care to do it?
Because I don't care about it. Like, I don't, it's
Fair
not what
enough.
I enjoy doing in my life, honestly.
Well, maybe they don't enjoy it either.
You know what it was? It's like, I played Mario Maker on the Wii U when that first came out, and I was like,
And you were like, I can make this game.
but I was like before the game came out, I was excited. I was like, dude, making Mario level, that would be so sick, dude. And then the game
Yeah, then it just
comes
like
out.
wasn't that good.
No, it was great. It was a great game, but I was just like, playing the levels is infinitely more fun than making the levels to me personally.
Oh yeah.
And I think the same thing translates over into using Game Maker Studio 2 or whatever.
Yeah, playing games in Game Maker Studio is way more fun
Oh, yeah.
than making them. It's like when I get to the end of a project and then I like look at all the artwork that I made and I'm like, damn, that's really cool, but like making all of it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It's so ass. But sometimes you got to put in that work to get a good little product at the end, you know?
But I don't want to deter, possible game devs in the world, okay? Making a game is so easy. You don't need to be good at art. You don't need to be a good programmer.
Also true.
You just need to know how to make a good game. Like,
Especially
you just need
now
to know
with
what
like
game
ChatGPT
design
and
is.
stuff. You can just be like, I want to make, like, I'm coding in Unity and I want my character to move this amount to the left when I press D. Like, how do I do that?
Forget about ChatGPT. There's people who already did that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
also that.
games kind of have like a universal language. Like someone has already written the code to make your character move to the left when you press the A key. You just take that from someone else's shit. And then once you learn how it works, you know how it works. You don't have to look it up again.
Yeah, well, now that we have the internet, like, no one ever has to have an original idea ever again, or will.
Well, that's not true, but
well, because everything else is just an improvement on things that already exist, or whatever.
To some extent, sometimes someone makes a new thing though.
Yeah,
Like there's that one guy who like he put like a chip in his brain or whatever, and now he can like open doors with his mind or something.
Is that real?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I mean, I could be
but
lying.
That's so
to you,
cool.
But
yeah, you could. I have no idea.
you wouldn't know.
I don't have
It's
a
this
chip in
thing
my head.
called
I can't-
trust, ladies and gentlemen.
I
A lot of
can't.
people don't have it these days. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
have
nor
trust.
should they, though. People are like bad.
I agree with that,
Yeah, I know you do.
but I think a lot of people are boring, which means
Yeah, bad is the wrong word. It's not that they're like bad people.
there are evil people, but there are, I think, a lot of people that are, one, like too lazy to do anything with information,
Yep.
And then there are people who like they just don't care. Like it doesn't apply to them. You know what I mean? Like
they just out there minding their own business.
Somewhere out there was a guy during the 2008 financial crisis, and he was like, he saw an opportunity to make a bunch of money, and he was like, you know what? That's like probably fraud. So I'm good.
So he didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he could have gotten away with it because the government bailed everyone out anyway. But
Yeah,
you know,
well,
that's just life.
it's like every time I see one of those memes and it's like, damn, I really wish in 2008 I would have been buying Bitcoin instead of like playing with my Legos.
Or a house.
And the person who tweeted it is like, you know, like our age.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, man, you were like 5.
I wish I could
God,
just own a house. That would
yeah,
be so
no, it'd be pretty cool. You could do whatever you want with it too.
Unless there's a HOA.
You would never live anywhere with an HOA.
I mean, yeah, I would try not to, for sure.
Yeah, sorry. I guess in some places it's like unavoidable.
But sometimes you go somewhere and you sign the contract for the house, and then after you move in and you've already bought the house, then you find out there's a HOA. Because the realtors know you're not going to buy the house if there's a HOA there. You find out you got to pay $200 a month for them to like cut your grass half-assed.
I feel like paying
and
for like people
you
to
got
like
someone's grandma walking up and down the street being like, your garbage can is like visible from the side of your house,
3
bro.
centimeters, you know, past the barrier line.
Yeah. Some bullshit like that.
I can't have my 15 different lawn gnomes decorating my front yard.
I mean, I know about it because it's like my grandma was that asshole. So it's like
it's a bad look.
It was. I guess it was an HOA. I don't think it was called an HOA for obvious reasons, but it was basically she just belonged to an HOA. And like I remember, because I would stay with my grandma like over the summer. Like my mom would drop me off at my grandma's place because my mom would go to work. So and then my grandma would just babysit me. And like around lunchtime, she'd be like, "All right, we got to make the rounds around the housing development so we can like write parking tickets." With her? Yeah.
She'd be like, Jackson, see that miscreant over there?
Yeah.
See how you could see his trash can? This fucking stupid pink flamingo in his front yard. I want you to go kick it down.
No,
and then rip it out of the ground and throw it through their front window.
Yeah. No, she just wrote parking tickets, which is honestly like worse in some ways.
That's so worse. I have no distaste for anyone more in this world than anyone who works at like a parking establishment.
a parking establishment.
Well, okay, so like any organization that like has authoritative power over like a parking lot.
I like to imagine that there's some guy and he just owns. He's like
Every
people walk up to him. He's like, "What do you do?" And the guy's like, "Oh, I own one parking lot in New York City." And he's like, "I made $800,000."
I was just saying that's totally enough to make a living. That's not even. It's not even funny.
It's just funny being
fucked.
like, "Yeah, no, I just the parking lot on the corner of Superior
like
and
West
13th,
16th, and yeah, that's me.
That's me. That's all me."
I hope that guy goes to prison and gets shivved to death.
Yeah, kind of my, thinking about it, it's like probably my greatest business move was making it $30 on the weekends and before football games.
Right. It's so stupid. And also it's like
self-made millionaire, by the way.
I don't know how it works like at RIT, but at OSU, one time I was trying to park my car on a game day at like the garage that I pay to park the car in, and they were like, "It's full." And I was like, "What do you mean it's full? My car's not in there. It can't be full. I have a spot." And they were like, "It's full. You can't come in." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And so I drove around campus to try and find somewhere else to park, and I was like, "All right, hey, all of the garages are full. I have this parking pass like right here." And the lady goes, "Well," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "There are some spots like on the top floor where the catering is supposed to park, but we reserved more than we needed, so you can go park up there." And I was like,
"Could have said that the first time.
Why did you just say that like the first time? Like, what the fuck?"
Yeah, man.
And she was like nice about it, so I'm not mad at her in particular, but it's just like fucking stupid. Or like having to pay to park like the hospital. I feel like there's so many places
that
where
shit
you just,
is like abhorrent.
that's like actually criminal.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like what the fuck? And also like university, like you already pay to go here. Why do I have to pay more to fucking park my car?
Well, you can't charge everyone for parking because a lot of people don't have cars.
Right. But if I do, I feel like, especially like if you live off campus or if you live far, I feel like you should be able to opt into like some sort of
parking pass or something.
Or maybe they could like put it in with like your tuition or like whatever. But whatever.
Well, that's
like
what I'm saying. You can't put it in with the tuition because it's like then you're charging everyone to park, but a lot of people don't have a car, so does it make any sense?
Well, no, but like if you have a car, you can sign up and it's like added whatever. But yeah,
that's too complicated though. They would rather just get because then some people probably get it off through like the FAFSA or whatever. So they'd rather just charge people a $100 flat fee that they can just collect.
Oh, see, but I wish it was $100. There are some of these like parking passes that we have to park for like a semester in like one garage is like $1,200.
Really?
Which I think is abhorrent.
Yes, I would agree.
It's
with
awful.
That. I mean, I don't have a parking pass because I'm not technically off campus, even though I'm like a mile and a half away from campus.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do not live that close.
No, but it's like I just pay. Or if my freshman year, I needed to park on campus, and it was $100 for the whole year, and I could park in any parking lot. Basically.
That's like so reasonable.
Yeah. I remember in high school, I had to pay $150 for a year.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that shit was crazy because they didn't have enough parking spots for every student that drove. So it was
So
you're paying
gypped.
$150 to have a parking spot like 60% of the time. Or
paying $150
if you
so
showed
you can
up
have
late,
a chance of having a parking.
it was like you never had a parking spot.
No, true.
Your ass has to park
That
on the
stuff's stupid.
streets next to the fucking crack house down the road.
This is why that we should make a high-speed rail system. It'd be so sick.
They could do that, I feel like.
I mean, they wouldn't. Like, they would never. But it would be so cool.
Yeah.
And helpful and useful.
Yeah.
And we could be like Thomas the Tank Engine up in this bitch.
If only Amtrak like got their shit together. Maybe
I
if
don't
they stopped
really-
running train routes that ran negative profit.
I don't really know if that's like on them though.
No, I
They're
mean
a government-funded organization.
Well, yeah. But also, don't you think the government would have more onus to give them more money if they actually made money?
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
fair.
place.
So maybe they should just have different routes that don't run from like buttfuck nowhere to the crack of ass.
Yeah, like no one's paying to take a train from Cleveland, Ohio to San Francisco. But that shit runs. Like, you can do it.
No, that's my favorite. I actually ride that every weekend. And then I get there and then I immediately come back. And then I'm there here by Tuesday.
I think it's like the only possible, like the only profitable like line that they run is like Boston to New York or some shit like that. Like it's the shorter ones.
Yeah, which
all
is
the
like a
longer
great-
ones lose crazy money.
Yeah.
But
So
honestly,
they're also like not very. I feel like that would be really time consuming too.
maybe I'm dumb as hell, but if I lived in Boston, there's no way in hell you could like pay me to take a train to go to New York. I would just drive there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I would never
I would so
take
rather
the train
take the
for that.
train. Being in like Boston or New York in a car sucks ass so bad.
Yeah, but I think it's better than taking a train.
I
'Cause
guess so.
knowing all the problems that exist with the trains, you know.
Yeah, I
Not
guess
that
that's fair.
in a perfect world, the trains are great, and I can't complain about that.
Right, but we don't live in that world in the United States.
But yeah, but like
That's a Europe thing.
in the real world, my car, I pay whatever it is for gas, and honestly, whatever I pay for gas is like worth the extra cost of taking the train because the train's probably 2 hours late. It
Right.
sucks. There's
It
no
smells
food.
funny. Yeah, there's no food.
There's a line for the bathroom. Like,
it's not on a mag rail. It's just like a regular train, so it's not even cool.
yeah, it's miserable.
Well, I mean, it's still pretty cool, but you know.
I mean, trains are cool.
Trains are cool.
But
they're
it's
a marvel of
miserable.
engineering.
I don't know if they're a marvel. I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe not by today's standards, but you know, if you were like, damn.
I mean, if I was Imhotep,
years.
yeah, I would be like, holy shit, what the fuck is
Fuck
that?
Imhotep. Oh my god. I love that you know who that is and that you keep bringing it up.
When are you going to give him his flowers, dude?
Who, me?
Yeah. He made the pyramid, bro.
He just took a fucking... I could...
But
whatever.
people, does it infuriate you that people today are like, they watch History Channel once and they're like, the aliens probably did it?
No, not at all. I think that that's totally... I think that people don't... people who don't know about slavery think that the pyramids were built by aliens.
And you're not really worried about their opinions, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
They're uneducated.
That makes more sense.
No, I'm just kidding. But it's like you know what I mean? I could totally see, like, thinking about the time that they were created and people being like, oh, wow, there's, like, no way that they could just fit, like, all of those stones and trim them, like, perfectly.
It's like those blocks are really big.
Those blocks are really big. How did they carry those? And it's like, dude, they put them on logs and, like, 3,000 people rolled them and then stacked them on top of each other. And then the aliens came in to put the final piece on top because they, like, couldn't, you know. Yeah. It's like the star on the tree. They're, like, still standing, too, which is so wild.
I feel like it's not that wild because it's, like, rocks, you know?
Well, yeah, but aren't the pyramids made of, like, limestone or something?
I don't know. It's either way, it's a rock, you know? Like, the Grand Canyon is rocks. It's, like, kind of the same thing.
Ooh, limestone. Let's go. But yeah, limestone is, like, kind of, like, lame and fragile.
No, I know that, but isn't part of the Roman concrete also limestone?
Yes. Roman concrete.
The Roman concrete is like goated or whatever, right?
It's so goated. I still can't believe that we didn't figure out how to make it until until within the past like 10, 20 years.
Yeah. The next thing we got to figure out how to like remake is the Mark Rothko paintings. We still don't know how that shit was made.
It's so cool, though, because I feel like historically, like, when people are like, yeah, you know, well, the pyramids were built by aliens. It's like, just because people lived, like, 1,400 years ago doesn't mean that they were, like, stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, did they have access to information like we do? No. But they still had brains. People were probably smarter back then than they are now. We're all fucking stupid.
It was kind of crazy. I don't think that's true, but I think it's kind of crazy that like
so not true.
Like when Galileo was alive and he was like, "Guys, I think the Earth is fucking round or whatever."
Everyone was like,
the entire Catholic Church was like, "We're gonna kill you," just straight up.
That's what I mean, though. But like, they didn't have any like, I guess, instruments that would prove to them like otherwise. So they were just like, "Yeah, it's flat."
Yeah.
And it's not like someone, you know, who's living in fucking random ass Europe is like, oh, I'm going to sail to the end of the earth. And then when I fall off and die, I'm going to send my carrier pigeon back to bum ass Europe. And they're going to be like, shit, the earth is flat.
Yeah.
Like that just wasn't going to happen, you know?
I feel like someone would have done that though.
No. One, pigeon would die. Two, like, they wouldn't know, you know what I mean? Even if you made it out to the edge of the earth, which doesn't exist because it's round, even if you made it to the edge and then you fell off, you would just die. So they wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah. I see these, like, videos of, like, it's, you know, Joe Rogan podcast or whatever, and they're, like, I don't know, they're talking about some shit, and you look at the comments, and they're like, but we really don't know, though. And it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. I swear to God.
Like, sure, I guess we really don't know. But, like, what the like, yeah, we do.
You know what I mean? It's like people talking about how, like, they're like, dude, the moon doesn't exist. And it's like,
That's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever
And it's
heard.
like,
You
I
can
guess
see
I
it.
don't know, right? Because it's like,
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
guess I
just like
don't.
a light in the sky, and it's not like a thing that you can step on and has cheese in it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just
It's
some
made of
shit
milk.
that someone else taught
Ow.
us or whatever.
Right. Yeah, like I get
But it's
that.
like,
But
grow up, loser. You got too much time on your hands.
I appreciate the thought of like forming your own ideas and your own opinions, but like that's not really in the way that I meant it. Because
No.
then those same people will turn around and be like, yeah, slavery never existed. The pyramids were built by aliens. Women can't have jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right. Well,
It's just not a constructive way of thinking about anything at all, ever.
no, it's not. Because in theory, if you really want to go into like an infinite loop, someone also opened your eyes to the maybe everything that I'm being told isn't really the truth kind of mindset. So someone told you that. So
And it was probably
people
Andrew
just learn
Tate.
things from other people.
And you're going to listen to a guy who drives like 11 supercars? Come on, man.
That's the only cool thing that he does. No, actually, that's not even really that cool.
It's not even that cool, dude.
I like cars, but I can't get behind that. I would never own that many cars.
There's no reason
And that's the thing
to
that
own
sucks,
many
'cause
cars.
Also, I like the environment. So liking cars kind of is tough. Because cars aren't very good for the environment.
This is another thing I'm annoyed about. Like, people's, like, okay, it's good to be environmentally conscious, okay? Turn the water off if you're not using it. Turn the light off if you're not in the room or whatever. But then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, 90% of the pollutants are by like five companies. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you there.
In my opinion, I don't need to do shit until BP starts doing shit.
And they should be doing shit way before you
They
do.
should be doing so much more shit.
Yeah, they should.
British
No,
Petroleum.
I'm with you
We're
there.
gonna fucking just forget that they exist and put all the onus on my ass.
Yeah, right. No, and that's what I mean. And like people will post and be like, guys, we all got to be environmentally conscious in our own lives. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
And it's like, look, I'm fine with, worrying about how much trash I'm throwing out or whatever, and how much water I'm using and all that. That's fine. I can do that. But let's not have that conversation until we have the bigger conversation.
Let's not be like you, Jackson, who take a like public flight maybe once a year at most, that lasts like 4 hours, is just as bad as Jeff Bezos flying in private jet, probably 1/3 of the days of the year, and being like, yeah, no, you gotta lower your carbon footprint. It's on you.
The last time I took a flight was before COVID.
That's why I said like maybe average of once a year. I haven't flown. I didn't fly at all last year. That's a lie. I haven't flown at all this year.
What the hell?
That's a lie. I didn't fly anywhere this year though.
I think that's also a lie, but
no, I think that's true.
Okay, I'll trust.
Yeah. No, that is true.
Okay.
But I flew a lot last year, so I might as well be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, and then there's like it's the shit where it's like you select you're at checkout when you're buying some shit online, and they're like, "Do you want to add 21 cents to reduce your carbon footprint?" What the fuck am I doing? What does that do? What does that 21 cents do?
I feel like
Calvin Klein.
Then
whatever.
it might matter because it's like the company, but also like it's just them like trying to make a profit off of being like climate. Like, can't you just fucking do it because it's the right thing to do?
Do they just use like a different box that's not cardboard? I don't understand.
It's made out of like polycarbonate, and it can be thrown into the earth, and it magically turns into a tree like immediately.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing, man?
I thought you were going to talk about like when you get to the end of. This is a thing that someone brought up when I was working at the gym the other day. Yeah. Because we have like Clovers, like the like Toast, like the company that has all like the wireless like payment things. Yeah. And, like, small businesses always have like Toast, like card readers and whatever. There's another company like that called Clover, and so we have like these things that are called the Clovers, and it's just like a wireless payment thing. But I swear, literally fucking everywhere I go now, they're like, yeah, there's just going to be a prompt on your screen. There's going to be a few questions. You could just answer those like really quick. That'd be great. And it's just like would you like to leave a tip? And I'm like, you could just say that.
Yeah.
You could just be like, would you like to leave a tip? It's so much better than, there's just going to be a question on the screen if you don't mind.
Did you enjoy your experience?
You know, like, it's just a question. God, like, do you think that I have worth? It's just like a question. You know, it's like really low key. Press 25% or I'll kill myself. And it's like, what? Like, and I feel like, and so I was selling these guest passes to these kids, and to be fair, they're like $15 for the day, which I get for like a regular like college student or like normal income person is like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm just glad that I go here, because a guest pass is ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh my God, dude, we're all living the same life where you just go to buy anything now, and it's like, yeah, there's just gonna be a quick prompt on your screen, just a couple of questions. Like, one, dog, I always tip. You don't got to be like, there's just a question on your screen.
Yeah.
Just be like, you don't even have to say anything. You just be like, yeah, like, here you go.
How much what's your, like, normal percentage go to for tip?
20% minimum.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My mentality, and tell me if this is wrong or not, I'm college student. You're lucky I'm tipping at all. I'll give you 10%.
Well, I think it depends on what it is.
I'm never buying anything that I think would warrant a 20% tip. Unless it's like I'm going to my haircut guy. He deserves it because he's the GOAT. But if I'm if I'm spending $4 on ice cream.
Right. No, it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, here's another $1.
I mean, restaurants, like fast food places, I don't tip at all there.
No.
You get as a joke. All
like,
right.
Should they pay their workers more? Totally. But, like, that's not my fucking job. I don't have any money.
It's not my problem, man.
But, I mean, like, if I'm in a restaurant or something and the waiter or waitress or them gives me, like, really good... good service. No.
Okay.
And the server does a really good job. Like, I'm going to, I appreciate you. I've been in that situation, so
Yeah.
I just think it's like more of like a pay it forward thing. I mean, if someone gives me like shit service, I'm not going to be like, boop, tip.
Have you ever not tipped?
Yes.
Tell
at
us
a restaurant
about it.
No. But at like a
oh, okay, well.
Actually, there was one time there was this girl who was just like really, really rude to me and all my friends, and it wasn't even like. I get usually sometimes if you go out with like your friends, you're all being like rowdy and rambunctious or whatever. But it was literally just me and like 2 other friends, and we were like, it was totally like chill. And part of me was like, oh, maybe she's just having like a bad day, and so like I should tip. But she was just being like really rude.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, no.
If I'm ever in that scenario where I feel like not tipping, I'll just tip like a painfully low amount. I'll tip like 1%.
I do feel like that's almost worse.
Yeah, because then
it's like the thumbs down.
It is like the thumbs down when you're driving. Dude, I do that shit all the time. Or I wave a lot. I smile and wave.
That one hits too.
When people cut me off, they always look in the back mirror, and I'd be sure to give them a smile, a little wave.
I always
to let them know that I exist and I'm real.
I hit him with the kind of smile with no teeth and then the thumbs down. It's like a chaotic neutral expression.
Yeah.
It's like a This guy the other day almost fucking rear-ended me while I was driving down like a 2-lane road, and I was like, I love Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, it's great, man.
You know that Ohio is rated as the state with the worst drivers, and that 70% of that is because of Columbus? Isn't that so cool?
I do know this about Columbus,
it's so
Ohio.
Ass. No one fucking knows how to drive.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like it's like, every year there's a Guardian article that's like, actually, it's Iowa that has the worst driver, and it changes states every year.
Yeah, the Guardian lies.
Yeah. Sometimes.
It's Columbus. If you want to if you were like, yeah, I really want to be in a Fast and Furious movie, just come here.
I don't think anyone wants to be Ludacris, and I'll say
precisely. They don't. They don't want to be him, especially not in Fast and Furious.
Nothing against my boy Luda, but like,
no, he's the GOAT. But like, I don't want to be in a street race when I leave the house and I'm like, well, time to go to Giant Eagle and grab groceries, And then I look to my left, and like a slingshot with like 50 million LEDs on it goes speeding past me at like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
In like a 30-mile-an-hour zone. And I'm like, yep, another day in the life.
Dude, I bring up a giant eagle to like other friends, and they think it's so funny. Just like the regional little, I don't know if this is funny to you, but it's like other people bringing up the regional kind of chains for like gas stations and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why it's funny, but it is.
You want to know
like,
we should rank?
Bro,
we should rank gas
eagle.
stations. And I know that is a no. There's an idea cooking here.
Okay.
We don't have to do it right now.
You might have to slow roast that one.
I can slow roast that one.
Like really slow roast it.
You just say you don't want to do it. It's okay.
I don't want to do it.
Okay, so we won't.
I don't think. What are we gonna do? It's like 40 minutes in, and we're like, all right, what do you think about marathon?
Ass, bottom tier, F tier for sure. Fuck marathon.
This is not a good idea.
They're like a D tier gas station. Speedway, S tier for sure.
Yeah, man. Fucking Sheets,
anyway,
dude.
But Sheets is goated. I don't know if it's S, but it's definitely at least A.
There's a stand-up comedy bit here for sure, but I'm not smart
That's what I'm
enough
saying.
to figure it out.
It's okay. But anyway, since you don't want to rank gas station, I do think that like regional variants of like grocery chains or whatever is really funny, especially here, because even like Columbus is not far from like Cleveland where we grew up. And I'll be like, yeah, you guys know about Heinen's? And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, people don't know what Heinen's is, dude. It's messed up.
They're like, what the hell is a Heinen's? And then I'm like, you know, like the grocery store. They're like, is that like Kroger? I'm like, no.
Dude, we have Wegmans here, and it fucking sucks.
Wegmans is bad?
I like Heinen's a lot more than I like Wegmans.
Oh, that's so tough.
Or actually, I don't know if that's true, but
Wegmans was just like created as this like fantastical place in my mind because Ted Nivison shops there, and I think he's really funny.
That is,
it's so many of his videos. Oh, it's horrible. I mean, I came up with this logic when I was like 16. What was it supposed to be good?
I don't know.
But I was like, oh yeah, Ted Nivison shops there. That's really funny. And like he talks about it in his videos, and he's like, also, I think that for some reason, I just think the name Wegmans is like really funny.
It is a funny name.
It is.
Oh, you're going to fucking Wegmans loser.
That's why it's funny. And so I'm like, yeah, that's like kind of funny. I like that one. Have I ever been there? No, never. And I probably, maybe not never will, but I won't for a while.
It honestly, have you ever been inside of a Mark's?
Yes.
It kind of looks like that.
Really?
Or it's the Mark's of the grocery store world, I guess.
Isn't Mark's has groceries? That's like the whole point.
No, but it's not like a grocery store. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I guess Mark's is like a convenience store. My mom loves Mark's.
It's like one of those Walmarts that has groceries in it, but it's like also still a Walmart.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I saw this thing the other day. Speaking of Walmart, the CEO put like out a tweet about like how they're losing like $3 billion in revenue every year to like theft and fraud and whatever.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I was watching Moist Critical talk about it, and I was like, that's so funny. Walmart makes $152 billion in revenue every year. And the CEO like came out and was like making claims that like he will close every Walmart like in existence if they continue to like lose money to theft. And I was like, no, you won't.
No, they won't do that. They have a responsibility to return profits to the shareholders. They're not going to do that.
Right. One, no, they're not. And two, $3 billion out of 152 is still $149 billion.
Yeah, $4 billion is like 0.015% of your fucking
right. It's like, shut the
revenue,
fuck up, man.
Just take
anyway,
what you
I just
have,
thought
man.
Shut up.
It's ridiculous.
It's so annoying.
They're trying to be like fucking Unity. You know what I mean? You see, I don't know if did we talk about Unity when that story came out that they did the price changes.
I know you and I have talked about it, but I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. It was really shitty.
So yeah, I'll sum it up very quickly. Basically, Unity, they announced price changes where they were going to charge game developers per install of their game if you used the Unity engine. And then it got such bad blowback that they were like, actually, JK, LOL, April Fools, or whatever.
April Fool, yeah.
And they walked it back, and then I don't know what they changed it to, but they changed it to something else that's like more comparable, but the damage was to their brand has already been done in a larger
that's
sense.
Like so wild.
So like,
why would you ever?
I mean, like I follow, like I'm on game dev Twitter for some reason, and they're all like, dude, how the fuck do I use Godot? Like,
That's so
I
awesome.
bring Unity up because they're a publicly traded company, so you can see all of their financial statements for free on the internet. And basically, they make like $500 million a year or some shit like that. It's like
oh my
a lot
God.
of money.
They're running out of money.
And they do not make a profit at all. And if you
Really?
look at their records, $150 million of how much they're in the hole is just like executive compensation packages. So it's like $150 million is going to like 5 people.
That's wild. That seems like a them problem, not really like an us problem.
So it's like the executive team is being compensated for a company that's not even remotely close to being profitable at all.
No, that's good though.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good for sure.
I mean, that's tough. Like, I guess being in that spot, I get why you would be like, yeah, we need to charge more because we're fucking in the hole. But also,
that's just not how that shit works.
it's not, you shouldn't go about doing it like that.
I think Netflix in the coming years is going to learn a hard lesson that if they keep raising prices, people are just going to be like, I don't need Netflix anymore.
No. I mean, they also just like don't have that much content that I'm like, damn, I really need to make sure that I keep my Netflix account.
No, yeah.
Like, I went to log into my Netflix the other day, and it was like, this device, like, it was like the password sharing shit, where it was like, this device is not registered, like, under this family's network. And I was like, oh, all right.
Okay, I'll just live without it, actually.
I
That's cool.
just won't watch it then.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like I'm using, like, it's just my stepdad's Netflix. Like, I'm not, you know.
It's
but I guess
whatever.
I'm not my stepdad, so I guess maybe I can't use it.
Yeah.
Under Netflix's legal terms, but whatever. It was so fucked. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I think
So, yeah,
I saw someone on Twitter, hot take. I don't know if you agree with this, but they were like, I think because I have an Apple phone, I should get Apple Music for free.
Yes.
And I think that makes a lot of sense.
I also think that makes a lot of sense. I don't use Apple Music because it's not free.
Yeah.
And also, Apple Music, I maybe this is wrong, but I don't think they offer like a student plan of any kind. Also.
No, they don't. They do
Yeah,
not.
okay, so
It is just
fuck you, Apple.
$9.99, or it might be $10.99 now a month, which sucks.
I
ass.
pay $5 a month for my Spotify, and I like it better. So,
But honestly, like, I might use Apple Music after school is done, and I don't get the Spotify discount, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you only use Spotify because of the discount?
No, I like Spotify better, but I also think, like, none of the features Spotify has particularly are keeping me to the platform in any way. But also it just makes more sense for integration with my phone. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Plus, also, I think Spotify is trying to raise prices anyway, and they're kind of a
Again?
shit company anyway. So,
No.
like, I don't
It's
know.
so tough. All right, well then maybe I will too.
So I might be a loser, which is okay
Because you have Apple Music?
because I would have Apple Music. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's wild that Apple is like the first $1 trillion company ever, but all of their products are just like very gatekeepy. Like once you have one, it's like, yeah, you can use like this whole ecosystem on your phone. But like, you know, you have to have like an app. Like, I guess they're kind of fine. Like you can access your iCloud like on if you're on a Windows computer, but it's like kind of not.
You just go to Apple or like iCloud.apple.com or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't think
but
it's
like,
that big. It's like going to Google Drive. I think it's the same thing.
yeah, I guess. You're right. And even if you wanted to, you could just like install the fucking like app. I think they have an app.
Yeah, I think they do. I know what you mean saying it's like gatekeepy, I guess, but it's also
just like a little bit.
But it's also
they do it really well.
Like,
I love my iPhone
warranted because it like works. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, it works very well, and that's like another thing that I will give Apple credit for. I feel like they don't make anything that they don't know, like, is gonna be well received and or work.
Yeah, they kind of have like the McDonald's outlook, where it's like if you want to franchise a McDonald's, they have to be like certain that you're gonna make $1 million if you open a McDonald's in a specific locations. Yeah. So it's like Apple's, I think they put enough time into making a new product where they like, all right, this is going to be big. Like everyone
I feel like sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, but it's like when the AirPods came out, everyone was like, this is the dumbest shit ever. And now
fucking everyone has them.
Imagine not having AirPods. I don't know how I would live, to be honest. Like genuinely, I use them a lot.
Yeah, no, I use my AirPods probably every day.
Yeah, I use mine every day, and
I'm such a fucking
they have never run
schmuck.
out of battery on me ever. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean they do like. The one thing that I wish that they offered is like a little bit better. I feel like for how expensive the products are, I feel like AppleCare should just like be like
included.
Either it should be like a subscription where it's like, oh, you pay like $5 a month, and like if any of your Apple products ever are like damaged,
yeah,
you could just like here and they'll fix it. Because I remember one time I was like, yeah, I don't have AppleCare like on my AirPods, and they were like, oh, well, you need to replace that one earbud, and that's going to be $70. And I was like, ugh. But like other than that, they work, and it was my fault. I mean, I dropped it, and then like I think stepped on it or something by accident.
Yeah. I think the AppleCare, I've heard like a range of different things from. Like there's people. I guess this is the way it works in my mind, is if you just like crack your phone screen a little bit, they're like, get the fuck out of my face. We don't have time for this. We're a $1 trillion company, loser. But if you do some insane damage, like I have a friend who spilled nail polish remover on their MacBook. And like the whole thing was fucked. Like they needed to get an entirely new screen. They needed to like replace the like board in their keyboard or whatever, some insane shit. But it was like $200, and they had basically like a new computer at the end of it, and they fixed it in like
pretty sick.
2 days or some shit. It was crazy.
That's like kind of respectable.
But then I mean, I think obviously the con of Apple like having this weird fucked up AppleCare thing is that like there's just like a random guy on TikTok, and he's like, I'm Apple John, and he like you could send him your Apple Watch and he'll just like fix that shit for like $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, today someone sent me in their Apple Watch that they dropped in the toilet. So
and I, Apple John, will be
yeah.
Apple John is a character, dude.
I mean, shit, Apple, he's doing the Lord's work. Like,
he is.
You gotta give him some damn credit, man.
But yeah, I mean, I like, don't get me wrong, I love my iPhone, and I feel like people are always like people who like Android and people like, I don't dislike Android. I almost got one instead of getting another iPhone when I like most recently upgraded my phone. But then my mom was like, if your texts are green in the family group chat, I don't want to have to deal with it. And she's like going to be 50, so I don't want to cause her any more tech problems than she is already going to be dealing with.
That's brave of you.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm so generous and giving.
I don't, dude, like, and people who use Android phones are like people who use Linux computers. It's like, what are you doing, man? Can we just all agree to get the thing?
That's actually such a good comparison.
You know what I'm saying? Linux people...
I feel like that's not true, though. Like, I feel like...
No, it is.
No, it depends on the phone. If it's like, if you have a Samsung phone or a Google phone, then it's like, then I feel like it's like you're a Windows user. But if you have like the fucking... Really?
To me, it's if you have the Apple phone, you're a Windows user. And if you have, bro, if you have a Google Pixel 3, you're like in some subreddits. You know what I mean?
I guess, but like I feel like also it's just like a more accessible, like I know people who like have Pixels, and it's not because they're like oh my God, this is the best phone. They're just like, yeah, it was just way less expensive than buying a new iPhone. And I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
that's so fair. You know,
That's fine. If you're into the Android phone because it's less expensive, whatever, like, you know, you could do whatever you want, I guess. I don't have any problem with that. But if you're like, oh, I like the customizability, it's like, go fuck yourself,
yeah,
man.
that's fair.
You don't need that shit.
That's a Linux.
What are you talking about customizability? You don't even respond to me, dude. If you're not responding to me within 5 minutes and you have a fucking Android phone, your argument's invalid, in my opinion. And if you're using your phone all the damn time, then you're just lame. So to me, it's like a lose-lose. But
I guess it's a double L situation.
Yeah.
Can we all still agree though that Mac OS is just worse?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any.
Cool.
No one who has enough information to be in the argument in the first place is arguing on the side of Mac OS, I think.
Yeah, that's so fair. I still don't think that the most that they almost did to convert me to getting a MacBook instead of like a Windows laptop is when they came out with like their M1 chips. And now they're on like fucking M3.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but also the system is just bad.
Yeah, it's just bad.
I just don't like it. That's it.
It's just not good.
And like nothing is on it, and like the only thing that I use that's like good on Macs is like the Adobe suite, but like if I use Rhino on a Mac, that shit sucks. It runs.
I hate
and, like,
people talking about how like Adobe is so much better on Mac. It's like, grow up, man. That's not true. First off, your ass definitely isn't doing anything more complicated than drop shadow on a text box. So let's not talk about performance, okay? It's not like you're
most people.
Yeah, no one who's using like After Effects to work at a movie studio is on a Mac anyway, because you can't put a fucking GTX 480 in there or 4080. I mean,
yeah,
like it's a non-argument to me. Everyone who has Adobe Photoshop on their Mac is like, you know, they're not a professional. They're trying to do like the startup business on the side because they still believe in the American dream for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the American dream is dead.
That's what I'm saying.
Second of all, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of all I got.
Also, if people are... I hate this because it's like you watch the Linus Tech Tips videos and they're like, check this out. When we ran Counter-Strike 2 on this graphics card versus this graphics card and CPU combo, we got 2 more FPS per second. It's like, bro, let's take a step back and ask ourselves, are we really gonna allocate this much of our brain power to discussing this? Like, we can't just live a little bit. Just buy a fucking computer, man. Just play video games. Who cares?
Just have fun. No one gives a shit.
You know, the only exception is like if you're an insane nerd, then it's whatever, man. I don't care.
I'm like kind of an insane nerd, but I'm not that insane. But
people read one article and they think they know everything, man. And shit, sometimes people don't even read the article.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Yeah, I still know everything."
They go in, they read like the titles to each section of the article, and they're like, "I think I got it."
Yeah.
It's like, don't have a conversation with me. We could talk about something else.
We can talk about literally anything else in the whole world.
Fucking food, dude. Could we talk about food real quick?
Speaking of food, the other day
I had needs a little bit more food.
You want a little bit more food? Maybe that's what we could do.
Little mukbang?
We could have a cookout. A little mukbang.
Oh, cookout. Okay. I like
Over winter break, we could do a mukbang.
Dude, we pull out the grill in 10-degree weather.
We pull out the grill in 10-degree weather, and we have to grill in shorts.
Yeah, that's good. And we have to wear drunk goggles.
That is an awful idea. I'm so for it, but that's such an awful... Where do you buy drunk goggles?
I think you have to get them from like, you know, like the people who do Dare. It's like the police stations. They just have like a crate somewhere in the attic
And you just
of
borrow
the
'em?
police station. You probably got to go. You have to like write a letter to the police chief and be like, I need these.
Hear me out though. If I was like, hey, I need drunk goggles to cook meat on a grill, I don't think they'd give it to us.
In December.
Yeah, they'd be like,
I don't think so. No.
maybe we could just actually drink.
That's
not.
a possibility too.
But I don't think it is.
But also the possibility of us getting injuries is also higher under that.
I actually
scenario.
don't think it's higher than if we were just wearing drunk goggles.
No, but I'm saying like it's like we're outside. It's 10 degrees. We're in shorts.
Oh yeah, we'd probably get like
We're
hypothermia. We
master
wouldn't know
broiler
'cause
chefs.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't know because we'd be so desensitized.
Yeah.
It'd be so sick.
I think you could probably just buy them on like Amazon or something.
I have to look this up. They've got
Amazon's got everything, man. Like
They do. It's so frustrating.
is that frustrating to you?
No, it's convenient, but like, fuck, dude, we're just getting closer to the inevitable demise. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I want you to explain it.
We're getting closer to like some big brother like watching over us shit. No way these drunk goggles are $130.
That makes a lot of sense to me, I feel like.
Can we just buy these kaleidoscope glasses for $10 instead?
Yeah, that works.
Oh my god. Dude, there's so many.
You know what we should do? We should do the Hot Ones sauces.
I will get a stomach ulcer. But yeah, let's do it.
Tell me you're down for that. Come on.
I didn't say I won't do it. I'll get a stomach ulcer.
What if we also
I'll
get
a
Sean
stomach ulcer.
Evans to interview us?
I think if we got Sean Evans on this podcast, that would be a miracle.
I feel like that's one of those guys that's like people know who Sean Evans is, but they're like he doesn't get recognized at the grocery store.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
He's just like a guy.
He's just a white guy.
Yeah, when he's at the grocery store, he's just another like middle-aged white man.
Yeah, he's just bald and shit, and he walks around like that.
Right.
And it's whatever.
What do you mean walks around like that?
You know
Bald?
what I mean? Yeah.
That's
No, but he just walks around and he's like, "Yep, I'm a guy and I wear fucking denim jackets
Clothes.
and shit." You know.
I'm a guy and I wear clothes.
But he's also like talked to all of your favorite celebrity, like Shaq and Billie Eilish
Yup.
and like J. Cole, probably. I don't know.
Did you think he talked to Drake? Do you think so?
I don't think he's done Drake. He should do Drake though, on Hot Ones.
I feel like Drake has definitely been on Hot Ones.
I don't think that's true. I mean, maybe it is. I'm not exactly a Hot Ones aficionado or anything like that.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God, though. DJ Khaled's been on there.
Yeah, you do. Dude, the DJ Khaled one is hilarious.
I have to go back and watch that later. I forgot about the thumbnail of the Shaq one and how viral that went for such a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's just him.
It's just a good a screen cap of his face.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for DJ Khaled to eat like the least spicy wing, and then he goes, another one. And then he eats it, and then he does it again. He's like, another one. And then he gets to like wing 3, and he's like, no more.
Dude, the DJ Khaled,
Life.
every time he's on an interview, it's hilarious because he talks in a way where he's trying to convey that he's saying more than he's actually saying. You know
I
what
feel
mean?
like if I met DJ Khaled in real life, I would fucking despise him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like he seems like he'd be so annoying.
Yeah. There's a video where it's like DJ Khaled and Drake and like a bunch of other people in the studio, and DJ Khaled is like yelling and shit, and he's just like, "We the best," and Drake is like, "Yo, chill."
That's so awesome.
Like, bro, yeah, I think he even says in the video, he's like, you don't gotta be that loud.
Shout out.
Shout out Drake, I guess.
That's so awesome.
He was real for that.
His
Which, by the way,
good, but at least he's real
we're
for
going
that.
to the Drake and
We're
J.
not
Cole
fucking
tour.
going to the Drake and J.
We're
Cole
going
tour.
to it, dude.
We're not paying double the money to see one person that we like. We could just see J. Cole.
But when are we going to see J. Cole? Probably like fucking never. You know what I mean? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You gotta think about it like that.
Can I be straight up, though? I feel like if I met Drake in real life, like, we'd vibe.
You and Drake?
Yeah.
I don't think you would vibe with Drake.
I don't think that I would get along with him very much, but I think that, you know, you get a couple of drinks in him, you get a couple of drinks in me, we'd have a good convo. There would be some podcast-worthy discussions coming out of there.
I don't think you would.
I can get along with anyone, man. I just don't want
That's
to,
not
usually.
true. That's, yeah, so that's not.
I said can, not will.
Okay, sure. I mean,
But I think that Drake and I could be buds.
I think, like, if you don't, Drake's the kind of person you could be friends with him if you don't really interface with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
if you just text him and you're like, Drake, my homie, what's up? How you been? And he's like,
Drake,
bro, come to fucking
we the
Toronto,
best.
bro. I'll play you some beats or whatever. And then
Right.
you leave after that. Then it's like, if you don't do anything at all, yeah, you get along great.
Yeah, then it'd be chill.
Like, you talk every 6 months, but never in between.
Right. Those are some of, like, the best kind of friendships, though, sometimes.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't really feel like that's going to be me and Drake, but, you know, you never know.
I mean, I don't think either of us would vibe with any rapper particularly, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's,
I was really trying to think of someone. Probably not, no.
it's just really not our crowd, I think.
No, it's, like, really not.
I could not see me and, like, ASAP Rocky just, like, chilling out.
No.
I
I
don't
think if
think
I was
that
in a room
happens.
with Lil Wayne, I would just be like, please shut the fuck up. I hate the way that he sounds.
He does. People say he sounds like the people who have like the electronic voice box in their throat because they smoke too much cigarettes.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't sound like that even remotely a little bit, but he like
I-
kind of
what?
sounds like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just saying, you can't say remotely a little bit. He does sound like that.
No, but like, you know, it's not.
Hear me out, and this could be a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take, but whatever. In the original, like, Spider-Man, like, Into the Spider-Verse movie,
Yeah.
the soundtrack of that movie, I think, is fantastic. I think it's way better than the second one, but some people don't think that's true, and they're wrong. Because Metro Boomin did the second one, so it's just less good. Anyway, there's a song called "Scared of the Dark," which is by Lil Wayne and Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
Dollar sign. And I think that Lil Wayne ruins the song, like, so hard. Like, I love that song, and every time it comes up on my workout playlist and I'm listening to it, I want to fucking spit out all the liquid in my mouth onto the ground because he's just so awful to listen to.
Yeah. You know what that, like,
I just needed to get that out there. I just really don't like it.
I understand exactly what you're saying because there's a song on Travis Scott's Rodeo that has Chief Keef on it, and his verse sucks so much ass, but like the rest of the song is amazing.
Hey,
And
fair
I
enough.
just- It like every time his verse comes on, like I've kind of
Is it
learned.
Nightcrawler?
Yeah, it's Nightcrawler with Sway Lee. But like Chief Keef's verse is the last verse. So if you like want to skip it, you can. You know, you can listen to the first 70% of the song or whatever, and then you're like, all right, Chief Keef is here, I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. In Scared of the Dark, Lil Wayne's like, he's like right in the middle, and it's like, oh my god.
But
dude.
I've learned to love the Chief Keef verse because he's just like it's so, compared to the other verses in the song, it's so unserious and like not even like there's no professionalism in it at all. He just like talks about fucking McDonald's and shit. It's so lame.
I can respect that as a non-professional.
But I'll say off of the Into the Spider-Verse
Off
soundtrack.
of the dome piece.
Dude, I fucking hate Sunflower so much.
I feel like that's fair.
I don't know what it was. That's
like
not
when
true.
it came
I
out,
know
or
exactly
like now?
what it was. No, now. I think like the first time I heard the song, I was like, "Yo, this is a vibe," you know. But then I was driving with my friend Chris. We were going rock climbing, and
I remember you telling me that.
the song came on shuffle or whatever, and he was like, "Don't you just fucking hate this song?" And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. Like, I don't even know
now that
where
you say that
came from.
Yeah.
But now that once he said it, I was like, I do hate this song. Like, it just kind of fucking sucks. So now every time I hear it, I'm just like, ugh, it's gross, man. Yeah.
Get this out of my ears, please.
But that song has like 1 billion streams or whatever.
Yeah, in all fairness, I mean, I think it's like, I mean, I don't hate listening to it, but only for me, it's just because like it invokes a sense of nostalgia because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
But also I just don't listen to it like all the time. And I feel like if I did, I would totally hate it.
Yeah, for some reason, I think it just came on too much in my Spotify shuffle.
Yeah.
And I learned to hate it because, I mean, there's only some songs I get tired of when they're repeated. Like, there are some songs that I will literally never get tired of ever in my entire life, and I can guarantee that. Like, if...
All right.
I can listen to some songs for like an hour straight and not get bored, 100%. But Sunflower with Post Malone and Sway Lee is not it.
Is not one of them.
Can't do that one. No. But like, if you were like, you know, song that I could listen to the rest of my life, like Sometimes by My Bloody Valentine or like I Will by Mitski, those songs are timeless.
Oh, Mitski. Yeah, that's fair.
We love Mitski.
We do love Mitski. I will second that any day of the week.
Will you?
Yeah. What? Why?
Any day of the week?
Any day of the week. Monday
Even on
through
Thursday?
Sunday. Even on Thursday.
Wow.
Do you not like Mitski specifically on Thursdays?
I don't know.
I'm going to text you this Thursday. I'm going to be like, Happy Thanksgiving. I hate
and
Mitski.
Also... No, I'm kind of glad because Mitski came out with a record recently, and it's been doing numbers on the charts. She was nominated for like 9 Grammys or whatever.
Oh,
so
shit.
It's a good album. I like it. It's not my favorite Mitski project, but I was like, let's go. I'm seeing the girl. Like, when I first started listening to Mitski on Spotify, I think she had maybe 1 million monthly listeners, and now she has almost as much as like she's second listened female on Spotify now.
Holy shit, dude, that's awesome.
Which is crazy. I was going to say close to Taylor Swift. They're not close. Mitski's like a third of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no way, dude.
But she's second, which is something.
I'm going to call it the Taylor Swift fandom because I think that's funny.
The Swifties?
But the Taylor Swift fandom is like some of the most dedicated people I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, they'll dox you, dude.
I know.
It's like fucked up.
That's why I just said that they're dedicated and not anything else.
I don't get why, why is it Taylor Swift? You know what I mean?
I think that she's actually really cool.
I think she's cool. It's interesting to me that she is the one person that I feel like escaped from, like, the time period of music that she was born into. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
no one's raving about Katy Perry the same way they are Taylor Swift.
That is true.
So it's in my mind, maybe this is misogynistic, but in my mind, they're like the same person, kind of. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're not, though. I don't know.
They occupy the same space inside of my brain.
I feel like for me, it's more like Taylor Swift, like actively. One, I think she's a little bit, not a little bit. How old is Taylor Swift?
She's not that old.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like she's got to be at most. Oh, I was gonna say at most 30. She's 33.
That's crazy.
Perry.
I would have said like 29 or some shit.
That's what I was thinking. And Katy Perry. Oh, Katy Perry's 39. Okay, so she's not really that much older.
Yeah.
But I feel like Katy Perry was like older when she like rose to fame, and also I feel like she kind of was like, yeah, I'm like here and now I'm good.
Yeah. Katy Perry
like,
didn't
she
try and
released
push the envelope.
right. Like she released a single like in 2020, it looks like, and then the album like after that is just like a 15th anniversary edition of like one of her other albums.
Yeah,
and that was this year. So it's like I also just feel like Katy Perry's like she's still like trying to get her bag and whatever, but like she's kind of good. Like she's
she put
chilling.
out Teenage Dream. Everyone was like, "This is pretty good," and she was like, "All right,
It's
I made
gas.
$1 billion. Thank you."
I think I probably like Katy Perry's music better than I like Taylor Swift's music, but
That one's
that's only
tough
like
for me.
I think it depends on the song.
It's tough because it's like how do you quantify? Because Taylor has so much music, dude. There's so much.
She has so
of
much
it.
more music.
So it's hard to say if like song for song they like match up.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Like I think if you extrapolate, they have the same percentage of hits v misses.
Probably, yeah.
But
I also just feel
Taylor
like
just
Taylor
puts out
Swift's
so much
image.
goddamn music, dude.
Yeah. Well, also Taylor Swift's image is a lot more just like about, I feel like, empowering like young women and stuff too, which I feel like is like, not that Katy Perry is like, I hate women, but like, you know, like that's a way bigger part of like I feel like there's more for people to like connect with about like Taylor Swift than there is like Katy Perry. Katy Perry's like, yeah, I like music, and I make it. Taylor Swift is like, I want to be like a role model for people. And I feel like that's a lot easier to connect with than just like, yeah, I am a musician and also a woman.
Sure. I can get behind
I feel
that.
like Taylor Swift does a good job too. Like, I don't know, she's cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've seen videos of like her big tour or whatever, the Eras tour. And it is like, dude, she's an athlete.
Yeah.
She gets out there. She does a ton of shit, man. She does like
she's really cool. She's like a great
back
performer.
to back.
Right.
It's kind of crazy.
Which is something that I respect too. I just feel like as an art, like she's just like very into like what she does, which I think is cool.
Yeah, it's chill.
I still think that one time that I saw, do you know what Yik Yak is?
Yeah. Well, you're the one who turned me on to Yik Yak originally.
I'm just making sure. I saw Yik Yak once that said Taylor Swift is for people that never get over anything ever.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. I don't know if I believe that to be true.
That's
in
not
every
true. That's
case.
what Radiohead is for.
That is what Radiohead is for. Radiohead is that equivalent for guys.
Yeah.
And I can attest to that 100%. Not from myself, because I'm not really a huge Radiohead fan. And I know you are, but I feel like you get over things. I have one friend who I feel like is the embodiment of that. But I also have one friend on the other side who is a woman, and I feel like also never gets over anything ever, and is probably the biggest Swiftie that I know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
I remember reading...
I don't generally think it's true, but I thought it was funny.
I remember reading somewhere, I forget if it was like a review of Radiohead's music or something like that, but somewhere someone said Radiohead makes music for people who have trouble asking for extra ketchup packets at McDonald's. And that's definitely true.
Yeah.
That's 100% accurate.
No, that's so fair.
I am like
that being said, I do like Radiohead.
People ask me like, what's your favorite, like what music do you listen to? And I'm like, you know, you have to go with your favorite band / artist every time, because otherwise you're just kind of an asshole if you say like, oh, I listen to everything.
I think if someone says, what's your favorite, and then you say you listen to everything, that's just not the
I'm saying like people ask what kind of music do you listen to?
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair.
Which we've talked about this before, but there's no good answer to that question, really.
No, never.
But I say Radiohead, and I get I get the whole spectrum of reactions. You know what I mean? Some people are like, ugh, like some people wince. Some people are like
viscerally.
People who get it are like, "Yo, dude." But I mean, that goes to show for like, you know, anyone who connects on their favorite artist or whatever. Yeah. But like, I feel specifically Radiohead fans, there's a special kind of connection. But yeah, I get the whole range of human emotions with that one. People are like, "Are you okay?" You know.
I'm usually just like, yeah, I like indie pop, and then people are like, oh, can you name an example? And I'm like, yeah, I love Boy Pablo, and they're like, who the fuck is that? And
I love Tame Impala. Did you know it's one guy? Isn't that crazy?
I think you should lead with that. It's one guy.
It is crazy that there's one guy, though. People don't talk about that enough. It's one
Yes, they
guy.
do. They talk about it all the time, but they talk about it as a joke and not as to how impressive it is.
No, I know, but it's impressive, though.
Well, it's very impressive. He's awesome, dude. I don't even know. Do we know what is
Kevin
Tame Impala's
Parker?
real name?
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I thought I was confusing it for another band for a moment, but nope.
Nope.
I'm the GOAT.
Kevin Richard Parker, Kerp, as some say. That's so cool.
What?
He's just cool.
He's just a cool guy. I mean, anyone who's Australian is cool, I think, automatically.
Yeah, that is fair. Well, it's like, I feel like being from Australia, you're either like just chill as fuck or like from the middle of nowhere. It's like Australia is just kind of like the entirety of the American South if they like weren't racist.
I think they are racist, though.
I feel like they're not, though.
No, I've seen like a documentary about like Australian like coal miners, and they're so racist.
Oh, that's so sad.
You know what I mean?
Never mind then.
I mean, there's racist people everywhere. Newsflash,
racist
by
people
the
everywhere.
way.
They should cut that out. They should eliminate them.
Honestly, there's probably like the least racists in Australia. I would believe that if like
I would so believe that.
if like Reuters came out with a study, and it's like new data shows least racists in New South Wales. I would be like, that makes a lot of sense.
Least racist countries. Number 1, Canada.
Okay,
I don't
that
really
makes
know.
more sense. But
I don't really know if that's true.
so what, you think Canadians are a little racist?
Well, I mean, fucking the Prime Minister has done blackface.
Okay.
So I feel like that doesn't really put you at the top of the
That
list.
just disqualifies them?
No, I mean, they could still be like up there, but I feel like the current figurehead of your country kind of doing like I feel like that just doesn't sit well with me.
It's a little odd for sure.
New Zealand is number 2. That I would 100% believe.
That makes a lot of sense. They probably have never seen a non-white person. So I don't think they would have anyone to be racist.
See, that's what I was thinking about Sweden, because Sweden is number 5. Yeah, number 5.
That makes sense also, because
But
no
I
one
was
in
to
their
say-
right mind would be like, I want to go somewhere that cold. I mean, I want to go somewhere that cold, but I'm fucking
Me
up and
either,
weird.
but we're not in our right mind.
I listen to Radiohead. Like, obviously,
Right.
I would want
And
to
I
go
like
to
Boy
Sweden.
Pablo, and no one knows who that is. So.
Yeah. A lot of people know who that is, though.
A lot of people. I love when I talk about it to Zach, and Zach likes to make the joke and be like, "Yeah, wow, you just love Munchausen syndrome and their little indie music." And I'm like, "That's not what." Okay.
Bro, Zach doesn't have any... Boy Pablo has 3 million monthly listeners. It's like,
I
chill
know.
out, bro. Zach doesn't have any room to talk, though. He doesn't have the most eclectic music taste.
I feel like it's fine.
No, I'm just busted.
He was listening to death metal in his room the other day, though. That was kind of goated.
That's fine. I think there's a lot of really good death metal out there, and I don't appreciate
Pele
it
loves
enough.
metal, dude. It's so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who loves metal is like kind of chill, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like metalheads are always either like.
I mean,
Actually, I haven't met anyone who's not like just chill as fuck.
it's a spectrum for sure. There are people who are like, they love Motorhead and they're super racist and shit.
I thought that was called Roadhead.
No, maybe there is a band called Roadhead. That would make a lot of sense.
No, Roadhead. Like, never mind.
Okay.
Carry on.
But then there's people who listen to, AC/DC. I don't fucking know. I don't listen to metal. I'm sorry.
AC/DC is so sick.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
And you get it's the end of the podcast. I couldn't think of a transition, but we're
Okay.
at the end of it.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right,
Have a nice
bye.
day.